This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I'm sitting here at Terroni on Adelaide with Valter Scarbolo, who has appeared previously in some of our audio podcasts in the past. But we're delighted to see him here today in Toronto. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. I'm very happy, excited to came back here in Toronto because I love this town. I know that there are a lot of Friuli people living here, so I feel excellent to be home, my home. But traveling around, I've been in the States more than 2 weeks, and now in the end, usually at the end of the trip, you got the best place, and indeed I decided to finish this long trip in Canada, visiting Toronto.
Fantastic. Now, you visit Toronto on quite a regular basis now, so many people will be familiar with your wines, but for those of our viewers who are unfamiliar with your wines, would you mind explaining a little about your family's winery?
Okay. I'm from Friuli, you know that already. Friuli is a boutique, small region located in the northeast side of Italy, on border with Austria in north, Slovenia in the east side, more important what we have in south, we have the Adriatic Sea, the ocean, the small portion of the Mediterranean Sea. And Friuli, that position, geographic position is very magic, because the combination from, I spent a couple of words to explain you what is Friuli before to explain about my wines. If you're interested, I hope so. And Friuli has a magic position, geographic, because this combination from the different geographic situations. So the mountains in north, the hills in east, and the ocean in south allow to have more complex soil, very beautiful microclimate that allow to make unique grapes, very special and full of characteristic, the variety of the terroir, especially of the terroir. That is important for me to tell you. The terroir is the magic side that the wines have to show when you drink. Understand?
I understand.
Why the terroir in Friuli is so magic? Because the region is narrow. More than half part of the superficie is occupied by the mountains, and after the alluvial composition of the soil, many components from the mountains and the hills came down, and also the sand from the sea came up. So we have different layers in the soil: stones, red clay, sand, mixed red clay and stones. When we plant the vineyards, we check, of course. We do our hole, and we check how the soil is made. That is absolutely important, necessary, because we have to know where the roots will go to keep the nutrients and what type of soil they get there. So basically, we decide which rootstock to use and which clone to use, because every soil has particular conditions, and it is absolutely necessary to plant the vineyards that stay well there, because what is the wine? The wine is a synthesis of what the roots get in the soil and move in by the sap into the inside of the bunch, inside of the pulp of the grape, and then we make wines. That is the easier side of this beautiful job. More important is to know exactly how the vines lives, and which opportunities we go at the vines to live well, to fool the grapes of the flavors, of the aromas, of the synthesis for the soil where the vines lives. That is, Friuli has this big combination underground, but also in the air we have magic opportunities, because we have the everyday in summertime. Summertime is the time where the grapes ripe, no? So that is an important period in the life of the seasonal life of the vines. And so we have, during the day, the sun warm the leaves, the stones, the soil, everything. During the afternoon, the warm breeze marine comes from the sea inside into the land, drying the air. And during the night, the fresh winds, cold fresh winds, comes from east of Europe. And with this combination, this fluctuation of temperature, the maturation is low. It's a natural process. With the fluctuation of temperature, the maturation is low. More time is low, and more time the slower the maturation, more time the roots have to nut the grapes, no? And more time the more long time the grapes stays to ripe, more minerals we find inside. Bigger and more complex become and more balanced become the wines, because every day the roots by the sap taking the soil nutrients, minerals, blah blah blah, and putting inside of the grape. That is what we need to make good wines. And also for natural process, with this fluctuation of temperature, the skin become thicker. I don't know why, but it's so. And thicker is the skin. The skin is like a container, no? For many small pieces, but inside we find all the molecules give the characteristic of the grapes. In the pulp we find sugar, water, acidity, some tannins and the seeds, but in the skins we have the flavonoids, anthocyans, phenolics, everything in the skin. So thicker is the skin, more space that we have there to fill with these components. And so in the end, more complex become the wine. You know, understand me? And but we have to be to have clear in your mind all of this process, and to grow the vineyards, to leave the opportunity the vines to grow well, like in a garden, living in balance, the sharing with the nature, what's happening on the sky, on the sun. If you run this way, to make good wine is easy. No? You have to decide at the beginning what type of wine you want to do. If you want to make wine or beverage, my passion comes from, I irritate them to make wine from my father. That is an unrepeatable opportunity. That it is nature. No, you can buy the patience. Oh, you have, you haven't. You know. And fortunately, my father left me this beautiful passion to make this amazing job, and I want to respect what I got from him, and what the opportunity that my beautiful land, my beautiful region has and give to me making wine.
There are many producers and growers in Friuli, but what is it that makes Scarbolo different?
Friuli is a small region, narrow, boutique, I repeat it with this name, beautiful name. It's like a pocket candy region, you know. And we produce only 2.5% of the Italian wines. Nothing.
The region does?
Of the region.
Yes.
2.5 is...
it's not very much.
Right. And, but the Friulian wines are famous all over in the world at the professionals, in particular for the white wines, because the microclimate, micro and microclimate, the soil is very special to make special white wines. And the average in Friuli producer is very small.
Right.
Many small wineries. My winery is small too. I grow 25 hectares of vines, 55 acres. Small, but that is my job. Even I grow I own. I want to tell you that I state owned, no? And I grow my vineyards in biologic way, agricultural, sustainable.
Organic?
No, organic.
Sustainable?
Sustainable.
Yes.
I want to let you know that I grow my vineyards respecting the natural circle of life of the nature.
So more related to biodynamics then?
Yeah. Biodynamic, I would like, but it's very hard.
Yes, yes, I know.
And I don't want to be Taliban when I work in my.
I understand. Yeah.
Sometimes if you need to use some pesticide because
there's a real problem. Yes, yeah.
Problem. I want to make wines every year, good or beautiful, or if the nature is not so generous, maybe not good. I would like, but I want to save my products.
Well, you have to pay the bills, and you can't give up an entire vintage. And
no, okay, but for me, it doesn't make sense to be a big Taliban. You start to rain a lot in the end of August, and you know that the many moths are destroying the grapes, and you do anything because that is the nature. But okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I want to use less as possible products. I use sulfites and copper.
Yes. Yeah.
But if some time is necessary.
I understand.
And that doesn't mean that you make no good wines or you ruin the grapes, please.
No, I understand entirely.
Our regular products that we buy, no, it's important in all the time that you grow the vineyards, all the years that you grow, what way you choose to go, no? If some year is necessary to do some special, you have to.
Of course.
And Scarbolo, I would like that Scarbolo represent the Friuli. I would love that when you taste my wines, in particular if you like, but if you don't like, I'm sorry. But when you taste, you discover from the product that something special has, no? From special area, from some special region, it's coming, and that is the normal process that every winemaker would have to do, no? Because we are. Many people say, I own 100 hectares of vineyards, I own that. We don't own anything. We are using the land. We use the land we find there to plant the vineyards, because the land was there before me, before my father, before my grandfather. It will be there after my nephews, I'm sure. And so we have to respect this and to use the land to make something special that allowed you to understand from that wine comes.
Scarbolo also has some connections to the world of good food.
Mm-hmm.
Please explain a little about that.
I own a restaurant very short to my story. I didn't win lotteries. I heritage from my father the passion, a small property. I bought from the family the property to do what I like to do before, to make wines. After school I did military, and then I worked in the regional public administration a couple of years. But I was like a fish outside the water. I was sad.
It just wasn't the right thing for you.
No.
Right.
No. If the passion is to stay under the sun, to stay close in the office, is very horrible.
Oh yes.
So I decided to follow my passion. I asked my father if it was possible to do that. And my father, yes, of course. He told me, I have a brother and sister. They were already in other business, and so I bought the property from my father, paying my sister, brother, of course, normal, you know. And planted the first vineyard in '85 and make the first wine in '88. And but to buy the lands, to buy the instruments, to start to plant the vineyards, waiting 3 years before to make the first wine, and blah blah blah, needs to spend a lot of money, and I haven't. So with my wife we decided, what do we do now? Okay, patient, but we need to leave. And so we, since I love to stay with people, I love to talk. I
know you love to talk.
I'm very able to spend time with people. It's easy for me, and So we decided to do another big investment. I don't know why and how the bank trusted me. We did another big level. We built a restaurant. At the beginning, it was for 2 years was Agriturismo. Agriturismo is a restaurant, but in the winery, using the products of the winery at the farm. But the average, as you say, average money that you take have to be less than what in reality the winery makes you. So fortunately the business from the first day was going very well, and 2 years later changed just the license. Now it's a restaurant, a traditional restaurant, but we increased it, not for increase the relations with my wine and my farm. We grow the vegetables to use there. We butcher the pigs to make salumi, beautiful salumi. We sell there. Everything is homemade, pastas, desserts, and what I have not to use it for my. Just a little. Sorry. Too much speeches. I like to buy the products that we use, the basic ingredients. No, I like to buy in my village, more close as possible from where I live.
Yes, yeah.
And then if I don't find, I expand.
You have to expand a little bit further, expand your reach.
Of course, the mozzarella. I buy the mozzarella from Campania.
Yes, yeah.
Burrata from Puglia. Even someone makes good mozzarella Friuli, but it's not the mozzarella made with the buffalo milk. No. For me, you have to respect in a very severe way the authenticity of the products that we use.
Maybe the historical traditions as well. The history and the traditions as well.
Yeah. So the restaurant is going well. It's part of my life. Spend time there, working with most of the people.
Well, Walter, thank you very much for joining us in Toronto today. It's always a pleasure to see you here. We look forward to enjoying your wines throughout the day. I've just had a small glass of Pinot Grigio for breakfast, with it being quite early. We look forward to catching up with you very, very soon. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everybody.